New York City, the home of hip-hop.
The culture of hip-hop, which has influenced millions around the world, is made up of 4 elements: DJing, breaking, graffiti art, and MCing. Each of these elements had their day beginning with DJing in the late 70s. After the introduction of Jamaican dancehall music to the Bronx, the godfather of hip-hop, Kool Herc, played the breaks of records to extend the instrumental sections so people could keep dancing. Other DJs such as Grand Wizard Theodore, Afrika Bambaataa, and particularly Grandmaster Flash became the early stars of hip-hop, taking center stage as they dazzled clubgoers with their mixing theatrics. In the early 80s, graffiti art became widely visible, popularized in films such as Wild Style and Style Wars. Artists such as Jean-Michel Basquiat and Keith Haring commanded tremendous sums for their work and were heralded as the next big wave in the art movement. Next, breaking, popping, and locking, renamed breakdancing by the mainstream media, became a national sensation. Featured in hip-hop films such as Beat Street and Breakin', the art of breaking could be seen on daytime talk shows and in Hollywood films. But MCing and rapping, considered a mere fad by the music establishment, began to make noise. While always an integral part of hip-hop, MCing began to dominate the culture as record companies realized its true economic potential. The voice of the MC emerged from party music to lyrics about the struggle of the inner city, self-awareness, and revolution. MCing pushed to the forefront, while the other aspects of the culture became overshadowed. Now debates rage as to whether today's rapper is a true MC or a product of the music industry.
Who am I? The MC.
What makes a great MC?
He's a master of the ceremony.
You gotta be able to captivate
You're not playing audience. You're not MC.
Story, believability, execution, breath control, image.
The energy, creativity,
Voice.
True talent.
Character. Personality.
clever wordplay,
your cadence and how you saying, pattern,
Flow, style, and attitude. Part of being a rapper is being arrogant, straight up.
so arrogant, the asshole.
I don't feel like I'm arrogant at all. Rappers got ego.
the technique has to be
Performance,
tight.
style, pretty. He has to have charisma.
Originality,
Delivery gotta be tight.
Lyrics.
He has to be true to what he's saying and who he is.
meter.
Know how to paint a picture.
You have to relate to people in a certain way.
That's exactly how I felt. The way he said that, that's how I feel sometimes.
What God gives you.
You gotta just be blessed.
And all the elements combined properly.
Put all those
That's
things
what
together.
the job of an MC is.
That's a complete MC.
This is what it is.
Traditionally, the masters of ceremonies, known as the MCs, were toastmasters at prestigious banquets, weddings, and political events. However, in the entertainment world, MCs would banter with the audience and introduce various acts on a given bill. Early jazz groups made up of a number of members usually made their band leader the MC, giving the audience a focus and a personality to the group. Some of these MCs engaged the crowd with freestyle rhymes.
As a matter of fact, imagine Cab Calloway doing Heidi, Heidi, Heidi Ho in the 30s and 40s. Like, imagine the era that was, and he's running around going Heidi, Heidi, Heidi Ho, rocking white people like this. And in a time where he couldn't even come in the front door. Heidi, Heidi, Heidi Ho, Heidi, Heidi, Heidi Ho, Heidi, 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 Heidi. For that one moment, they forgot their ethnicity. That's hip hop. James Brown is the first MC, Buzz, the first B-boy as well, the first hip hop.
Get past the people, get past the hitman.
Nobody to me has ever come with that type of soul and strength since James Brown. You know, I mean, he's another one that has an authentic strength that is everlasting, and nobody in all these years has been able to top it.
There's a long hair hip and the afro blacks, they all get together across the track and they
His lyrics, his moves, everything about him was hip hop. Entrepreneur, had his own record company, production company, all that. And that caused people to mimic him and imitate him. And that started the first MC rhyme. Stomp your feet in the jungle, brother. Clap your hands. Stomp your feet.
Hip-hop started in the Bronx because of what was going on, because of the social programs, because of the cuts in the budget and the music programs and the gang situation.
Hip-hop was created as an alternative to the violence, the vicious cycle, to the killing. The OG gangsters in the Bronx decided to go out to the park, plug the turntables into the street lamps, get some people out there, party, have a good time. They were tired of killing, they wanted to raise their kids. They were tired of burying their homeboys. And this is where hip-hop came out of.
Highly influenced by Jamaican dancehall music, DJs such as Kool Herc played social gatherings in community parks in the Bronx. Herc asked his friend, Coke LaRock, to rock the mic, becoming hip-hop's first MC.
An MC moves the crowd. Oh, Lord, how long have we said this?
Moving the crowd was one aspect. The other was to promote the DJ.
Ladies and gentlemen, the most exciting stage show you'll ever see. Grand Master Flash on 2 turntables, better than Clark Gable. You know, like what? He would introduce him like the greatest show on earth. It was like a circus act or whatever.
The MC got a little more creative, and then he had tiny little nursery style rhymes, you know, like
their own flavor, you know.
Yeah, you know, like they would go like yes y'all, to the beat y'all, rock y'all, you don't stop, you keep on to the break. Yeah, you know, like little things. Yeah. And as the MC noticed that he was getting more in the spotlight of things, he'd get a little more creative, a little more bold. Now he see that he was on the forefront, right? You know, and he was getting attention now. He wasn't just the DJ.
In the late 1970s, the Cold Crush brothers, using routines and creating song-like chants, pioneered a unique style that would influence Run DMC. Kaz, the group's leader, was among the first to DJ and rap at the same time, and was one of the first to introduce narrative storytelling to MCing. Kaz's style and flow would inspire many MCs, particularly Jay-Z.
It got to a point where the creative ability of the MC started to supersede a little bit what the DJs were doing. And this is when Melly Mel begins to come into prominence. He could just rhyme for hours. Like, I guess he had a book of rhymes or something. Who knows what he was doing at the time. But Melly Mel could get up there. He could do a little bit of the party stuff, but he would actually do rhymes. And this is when you started to see the divide in hip-hop, where the crowd is now coming to hear the MC more than the breakbeat and more than just a party.
Rappers might be willing, but they ain't able, cause I was that king straight from my cradle. I screamed and hollered and shook my rattle and dreamt up defeated them all in battle.
Melly Mel wrote the classic record, The Message. Changed MCing forever.
The message. We're talking about a song that dealt with like everyday situations that people could feel, but still keeping it funky, G, and gangster.
It was just amazing that people could put words together like that, paint pictures about things that were going on in the neighborhood, you know, things that were going on just around the world.
You know, growing up in New York, the 80s, whatever, that was me. Ghetto paranoia, angst, everything squeezing in on you.
Melly Mel really put it down on that joint. And he was speaking on the experience of the frustration of ghetto youth and you know, our situation as far as just the struggle.
You lived through what it was that they were talking about, broken glass everywhere. It's like there was no element that was left out.
Melly Mel was talking about it from his perspective and how he saw urban life.
Now today in hip hop we see these thugs or gangsters and we see these images, but that rhyme kind of gives you the recipe